Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the cards for the 20th of February 2017. Right, okay, brand new week, an exciting week, and we have a solar eclipse as well towards the end of a week. So all I can say is expect the unexpected. There's a lot could happen, there's a lot of messages being coming through. I'm completely unsure at the moment of what is going on, but they're assuring me that it will all be to push us in the right direction. I got the word today when I was sort of sitting and sort of checking in and saying, right, okay, what do we need to know? What should we need to be aware of? And it was surrender, trust and surrender, So I think within life, okay, if we try and sort of see ourselves as a character in a book, and this is our story, and we all know that when we get to an end of a book, it's like, oh yeah, we've been on the roller coaster with that person, but then it all turns out in the end, they all lived happily ever after. And this is what I feel, if we sort of try and look at our life in that way, I feel it will make it easier for us to navigate when we're in it. And when you've got everything is going on, it all seems consuming and it's hard and we don't know which way out and whatever, but the next page always turns. And, what you are going through at the moment might actually even just be 2 lines of your book at the end, So when you look back and read your life story, it's not going to be this consuming, it might be a little bit moment, but it will all work out. So I really feel that's what they're trying to say at the moment. It's just surrender to it. They have your back, and that's it. They are guiding you where you need to know, where you need to go, and telling you what you need to know. Right? Okay. So today I am using a brand new deck as well, and I wished I'd had more time to actually really get to know this deck, but I think sometimes it's a good thing. This is the only time I can ever read for myself, when I get a new deck and I don't know them at all, but I've been that busy, I haven't had a chance to even read for myself with these. So like I say, I'm looking forward to these readings myself this week. I don't know what's going on with my earphones here. I'm so sorry if that makes a horrible noise. So right, the cards today, I like them. I really, really like them. And the first card that I've pulled, this is the Tarot Apocalypsis, and they are stunning. They're all based on mythological gods and goddesses, and there's Vikings in them and Greeks and everything, and they're absolutely beautiful. But this card is the Star card, and look, it's like you can see it shining there, can't you? It's absolutely beautiful, beautiful card. And within this card, we all know that the stars, it's like be guided by the stars. We are all made of stars as well, but allow the stars to guide you. Now, when I looked at this card, and I'm not, anybody that knows me knows that I'm not a religious person in the slightest, but when I looked at this card, I seen the star at the top here, and the first thing I got was like the Star of Bethlehem. And you know how sort of Joseph and Mary were guided, because it was something big was going to happen, and they followed the star. And this is what I feel is happening here. It's like stars are about renewed hope. My mum, when I was little, the old subscribers will probably know this, but when I was little, my mum used to tell me that every star in the sky was a wish that had came true. And yeah, I know now what the crack is, but I still like to believe that. And if you go out and if you go where there's no air pollution and you just look up at the stars, there's something beautiful about them, and they're magical. And I really feel this is within this card, because what I got was, I don't know if you can see that very well, the lighting's not very good. There's this boat here, and this boat is sailing, and it looks like it's in rough terrain. It's going through rough waters. So I really feel this is what a lot of us have been experiencing lately, and if you think there's a boat on the water, the water will throw it this way, throw it that way, and there isn't anything you can do about it, and you can get a bit seasick, and I don't know if any of you have been feeling a bit dizzy lately, because there has been a lot going on. But But what I feel with this is this, sorry, what I feel with this is that it's like this star, this angel, the universe, whatever you want to believe in, whatever is your God as such, has come to guide you safely into the shore. That's what I'm getting here. If we have a look, her arms are open, she's receptive. It's like, just come to me, and I'm almost seeing her there, like, it's almost like, when you see on the old ships and they used to have the old woman carved in them. And it's like she is guiding the way to you. So she is steering your ship into a safe port, within this, there's a lot of greens as well, there's a lot of flowers. This is about growth. We are going through a massive growth spurt, and yes, it is painful. I know that, so please, I'm not disregarding that in any way, but how are you expected to grow if you don't have growing pains, and there's quite a lot of people experiencing the dark night of the soul at the moment. And what is happening? If we remember, last year was all about our being authentic, our stepping into our real you, our stepping into the person that we used to be, that we were born to be, but we'd forgotten who they were. So last year was all the confusion about that, realizing that structures we'd had for years were coming tumbling down because they didn't work for us anymore. It wasn't what we wanted. So now it's like, right, okay, we sorted that stuff out. And now it's like, okay, well, what do I do? I've had so many years of my life living in that way, and I've learned how to live that way, and it was comfortable, and I know it, and, I know all of that. But now it's living in a new way. And it's, how do I do it? There's no rule book. And it's saying rude there. It's like a rude awakening, and this is what happens, and we can plunge into the dark night of the soul because it's like, what are we doing, and it is, we are being reborn. We are changing, like in a way, we are changing. Our DNA is changing. Our mind is changing. Everything about us is changing. And if you think that, showing me there, like any old films, like, Doctor Who or like Teen Wolf or anything like that, when they're going through the process of change, it is painful and they're contorted and they're like, what is going on? And this is what a lot of us are experiencing at the moment. But this card is wanting to say to you that you are, you are a wonderful piece of these amazing galaxies. You are stardust. That star, that was you one time, You are made of stardust. So the thing is, you are wonderful, you are amazing, and the universe is wanting to guide you to the life that you're meant to live. This life where you surrender, where you trust, where you know that everything is happening for your highest good. And you know that you should never, ever be scared because you always have the universe, the angel, the magic, the star looking after you. So this is it. It's like saying, there's a refreshing time coming, don't fight it. Allow yourself to go this process. Now, often this happens, and this is quite interesting with the Colette Baron Reid that's coming up. When we get to rock bottom in life, when it's, I've heard so many people say it, people that have been atheists, people that have had no beliefs whatsoever, okay? When they hit rock bottom, they get on their knees and they pray. They don't know who they're talking to. They don't know what they're talking to. And they don't even know why they are talking to something, but they know there's something within them that just says, have that little bit of faith, pray, ask for help. And the thing is, within angels, I'm not a huge angel fan. There's angels behind me there. They were my mother. She loved the angels. But right, okay, that's quite interesting. I'll try and get that in. So, angels cannot help us unless we ask for help. It's an invasion of privacy if they cannot just come along and help us, because then we wouldn't learn. They've got to wait for our permission. And our permission usually comes when we are at that bottom, when we don't know where we can go, when we don't know if we can go on, and we just drop to our knees and we say, please, I need something. and then something comes. And I have seen this, I have witnessed it on numerous occasions. I have seen it with people, I've spoke to people, and they say, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. But when I got down on my knees, that was when everything just might not have made sense, but when everything started to change. So a lot of times we try and fight this getting down on our knees as well. We try and fight this and we try and stay strong with it. And that is great as well. But just actually taking whatever problems that you have, taking whatever worries that you have, because you can't find a solution for them. And that's cool, because a lot of times we can't find the solutions, and that is why there are certain people out there that can help us. Like I say, this is why, people come for readings and things like that, because they don't know, they cannot see that way out. And it's tapping into a higher source that will show you, right, okay, this is where your block lies. And a lot of times when we're going down the wrong path, we get all of these blocks and we're like, what's going on? What's going on? And it's like, well, hold on a second. You may be being alerted that where you are heading is not for you. It's like all these warning signs, and they're like, why can't I just get to my destination? Because that destination is not where you're meant to go. So a lot of times when we're experiencing these blocks or these setbacks, this is actually in order to detour us and get us back on track, get us back on the right track, get us back riding the right groove, So don't complain if there's setbacks. Listen to what the universe is saying. Take notice of what's there, because you are being guided, and you are being guided by something that loves you in a way that you have never felt love before. This is pure unconditional love. If we have a look, there is so much blue around. This is healing. The universe doesn't want you to be sad, doesn't want you to be miserable, doesn't want you to be hurting. It wants you to live a life of joy and freedom and happiness beyond your wildest dreams. And this, if you follow that guide, if you follow that star, that will sail your ship out of the rocky waters where it is, and you will land on the shore of where you want to be. So never give up hope. This card is saying, you've got to have hope, and all you have to do is ask for help and it will be there. So, right, quite powerful cards there. That's only the first one I've done with him. So wow, I'm dying to see the rest of the week with this, because that like I say, I haven't even got the book, so I didn't even look at the book, but this is like, there is light being shone in the darkness. It's like this torch is just being shone on you and saying, right, okay, follow me. And that's what's coming in. But absolutely wonderful, wonderful card, that one. Right, okay, sorry, I got a bit off on one there. The Osho card that I've pulled today is Ripeness. Now, again, this is interesting, because if we look at that fruit on that tree, okay, that fruit is, it's ripeness. When something is ripe, when it is ready, that fruit will fall off the tree. So what it does is it doesn't wait for somebody to come along and pick it. It falls naturally. And this is what I'm talking about with surrender. We don't cling. We don't cling to it. We just say, right, okay, I'm ready. I'm surrendering. Help me, please, And this is when we will fall to the ground. And this is when we know that we are ready to start this new journey, because there's a sweetness coming through with it as well, and it's like, it's in a way, it's taking a leap, and it's taking a leap into, it's trusting, it's having to trust. If you surrender everything to the universe, you have to trust it, and once you trust it, this is when everything will fall into place. So this is saying that this is now a time when life will be lighter, it will be fresher, it will be sweeter for you as well. It's like getting rid of what no longer serves you. You may have needed that treat of support at one time, but now you don't, you've grown, and this is why we've experienced the pain as well. And it's like, you don't have to keep, like when you first get a bike when you're a kid, and my granddad taught me to ride on my bike, and there was stabilizers on it, and then it was like, take the stabilizers off and I'll push you. And all the time I'm looking over, making sure, are you still there, are you still there, because I wasn't confident of being able to ride that bike by myself, and then all of a sudden you're off and you're away and you're like, all right, okay, bye. And you don't even look round, and this is what this card is saying, you don't need anybody else's approval now. Look at that beautiful fruit. And, you could be the juiciest, ripest peach in the box, and somebody is always going to dislike peaches, or somebody is always going to call peaches, So let them go with that. This is about you, and this is about, that you are graduating to another level. And this is about being able to follow your heart's desire, surrendering and actually seeing where you're led, and it will be somewhere that you want to be led. I was talking about this the other day, and I remember being a teenager, and somebody asked me what I wanted to do, and I went, oh, I want to be a photographer. I didn't have a clue how to use a camera. And then I was fascinated by tarot, and I always wanted to read tarot, and I was never, all right, okay, I'll never be able to do that. And I was just sitting the other day, and I thought, you know what, I'm actually a photographer now, and I'm a tarot reader. And I never set out on that path to do it. But that was what I'd said, years and years and years ago, many moons ago now. And somehow, by falling into different areas of what I didn't like, I ended up back at where, right, okay, this is, I'm now doing something that I love. And like I say, every day I say how blessed I am and how thankful I am, because my hobby is my work, and I help people along the way. And, it's like, it's win-win. So like I say, this is about just surrendering, dropping. If we have a look, there's the stars there as well, and the stars are there to guide us, and you are about to get what you deserve. This is it. Fall from that tree. You don't need it anymore, So beautiful card, that one. And then we come to this one, and it's the Colette Baron Reid, and it's number 22 in in this deck, and this is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And what this card is saying, it's blessed, but it's in the protection position. Now we know when it's in the protection position, this is sort of a prescription for us. This is something we need to take on board. And what this card is saying here is humility is called for now, and we need to have grace here. And what it's saying is that now that you cannot carry on doing what you always did, because that isn't working for you. So you are now at a place where I feel you are right. Okay, changes need to be made, because I cannot go on like this. I cannot carry on like this. So it's sort of like I say, the dark night of the soul. It's this changes. And this is talking about, like the other cards, when we hit rock bottom. And when we hit rock bottom, there is only one way, and that is up, And this card is saying all that is required of you at the moment is total surrender, and then you will see how blessed you actually are. So these cards tie in lovely with each other, and it's like I say, we have the stars there. We have that looks to me, this is a massive healing card when you see it. And this looks to me like all your worries and everything will just float away on the wind, like confetti, just actually, it just goes, and it's delicate and it's gentle. And this is saying when you are humble, when you realize, that, okay, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, and I need help, and please, somebody help me, and there is, all you've got to do is give the call and they will show up. And this is what's needed now. So although these cards are talking about being at rock bottom, like I say, when you are there, you can only go up. So this is a fabulous place to be. You can start again. You can start from scratch. You can build now from a grassroots level and actually forget all of the old doctrines, anything that wasn't working for you, anything that wasn't supporting you, anything that wasn't for your highest good, and anything that was making you miserable. And you can start again now in your way, in your own way, So absolutely beautiful cards there today. I love them. I really, really love them. There's a lot of magic in the air this week. Like I said in the beginning, expect the unexpected. Um, yeah, I know. I was talking. I wasn't going to mention this, but I will mention it. I was talking to a friend at the weekend. I had a friend over, and we were talking about a situation, and we were talking about how I live my life now, how I used to live my life, and stuff like that. And there was 16 year ago last week, actually. I gave birth to a child, and the child sort of passed passed before it was born. So I was very, very heavily pregnant, and this baby didn't survive. And I remember thinking, in that I knew that it was going to happen. There was all sort of complications, and I knew that the baby wasn't going to be born alive. And I lay in the hospital bed, and I didn't really believe then. I'd sort of dabbled a bit. I was in a very, very different place. And I remember lying in that hospital bed and saying, please, you get me through this. You get me through this. And I was in the height of labour, and I was like, get me through this, and I will make whatever changes I've got to make. I can't go on like this. Uh, the baby was born. She was beautiful, and she's still with me every day. And it's not something that I look at as sadness, because she came for a purpose, and she came to get her mama back on track, and that she did. Because the second she was born, there was a light went on, and it was like the whole room was filled with light. And I thought, right, okay, this should be my darkest time. Yet there's this light come on, um, and within a week and a half, something happened where somebody actually changed my life, completely detoured my course of life. They gave me an offer, and I was very, very scared, very, very scared. And I just said, right, okay, I asked for something. I've got to go with it. And that is a step I've never, ever regretted. My life from then, there's been ups and downs. It hasn't been easy, but the strength in me, knowing I got through that, and that gave me complete and utter trust in spirit. So in my darkest time, there was a light shone, and that is why I can sit here and say this to you, because I'm not just reading what I've read in a book. I'm not, none of this comes from what I've read in a book. I've read many books, but I've also experienced stuff as well. And like I say, there may be a story in it one day. There's a lot going on, but every single thing I have learned from. And like I said, I would not, if I could go back and change time and make that situation different, I wouldn't. That came for a reason, and that was my light in the darkness. So please, no matter what you are going through at the moment, do not give up hope. All you need to do is say, please help me, and the help will be there. It might be in a different way to what you're expecting, but you will be guided to a door that will open, then that door will take another door, and then that door will take another door. And then when you're sitting in years and years time reading the book of your life, you're going to be like, remember that time? Wasn't that cool how it all turned out? Okay, so I hope that made sense for you. I hope you don't mind me sharing something personal there. They just brought it in, and I thought I should say it. It was actually Valentine's Day was her birthday, so I didn't share that with you this year. But yeah, that's it. And like I say, she's always there. So I hope you don't mind me sharing. Like I say, the thing is with these readings, and whenever I do readings, I'm truthful and I'm honest, and I think that is, it's. I want you to know that I live a real life as well. My life isn't always a bed of roses, but it's like life is. Oh, life is what you make it. And I like I say, I just want to be real with you, because that is what I do best. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that reading. I'm really excited for these cards this week. There's a lot happening. Please let me know. Please send me comments as well, because I love your comments. Like I say, this weekend's been busy. I haven't been able to reply to everybody, but back on course now, and they'll all be replied to. And if anybody would like a personal reading, please get in touch either via my Facebook page or via my website. The links are below. And just trust and surrender. That's all you can do, and I have a good feeling. I really, really have a good feeling. So there's nothing to worry about. Okay, apart from these earphones keep falling out. Okay, have a fabulous day, and I'll be back tomorrow with the cards of today. Sat now.